The 1970 Australia 5-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II, covering its history, geography, circulation, condition, proof, and value. This is tailored for collectors, enthusiasts, or anyone researching this specific coin. Australia in 1970. In 1970, Australia was celebrating its bicentenary of Captain Cook's Landing, 1770. This was a period of growing national identity and the beginning of Australia's move away from British imperialism toward a more independent global role. Queen Elizabeth II was still the monarch and the symbolic head of state, reflected in coinage. Australia had transitioned to decimal currency just 4 years earlier, in 1966, replacing the pound system with dollars and cents. The 5-cent coin, introduced that year, was one of the original denominations in the new decimal system. Obverse, front. Portrait, Queen Elizabeth II. Designer, Arnold Machin, Elizabeth II, Australia 1970. The portrait is based on a sculpted image of the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Arnold Machin's design was used from 1966 until 1984 in Australia. Reverse, back. Design, echidna, spiny anteater. Designer, Stuart Devlin. Details, the echidna is curled with its spines forming the outer border of the coin's reverse side, giving it a unique and iconic look. The echidna design has been retained across all 5-cent coins since 1966. The coin was minted in Australia, primarily by the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra. Circulated across all Australian states and territories. The echidna is native to Australia, representing the continent's unique wildlife. Year, 1970. Total mintage, approximately 81,110,000 coins. These were struck for general circulation, and many remain in circulation or are kept in private collections. This makes the 1975-cent coin not rare, but its condition can make a difference in collector value. Like most coins, the value of the 1975-cent depends on its grade, ranging from poor, P1 very worn, barely identifiable, good, G4, to very fine, VF, 20 to VF, 30 noticeable wear but clear details. Extremely fine, EF, 40 to EF, 45 light wear, sharp detail. About uncirculated, negative 50 Australian dollars to negative 58 Australian dollars slight traces of wear. Mint state, MS, 60 to MS, 70 uncirculated, no wear, MS, 70 is perfect. Proof, specially minted coins with mirror-like finishes and high relief, made for collectors, not general circulation. In 1970, proof sets were issued by the Royal Australian Mint. Proof coins have higher value due to their superior quality and limited mintage. These are usually housed in a protective case and were not used in daily commerce. Circulated coin value. Face value, 5 cents AUD. Collector value, as of 2024 to 2025. Good to fine, 10 to 50 cents AUD. Extremely fine to AU, $0.75 to $2 AUD. Mint state, MS, 60 and above $3 to $15 AUD, depending on grade. Original proof sets, complete, from 1970 can be worth $15 to $40 AUD or more depending on condition. Individual proof 5-cent coins may be valued at $5 to $10 AUD. Note, these values vary with market demand, dealer prices, and grading by professional services like PCGS or NGC. The 1975 cent is not considered rare, given its high mintage. However, uncirculated or proof versions in perfect condition are sought after by decimal collectors. It's often collected as part of a complete year set or for those collecting coins from the first decade of decimal currency in Australia. The 5-cent coin is the smallest circulating Australian coin since the 1 and 2 cent coins were withdrawn in the 1990s. There's ongoing debate in Australia about phasing out the 5-cent coin due to its low purchasing power. The echidna design is one of the few coins in the world to prominently feature a monotreme, egg-laying mammal. Would you like help identifying or valuing your specific coin from a photo? The 1988 Australian 5-cent coin is a small but fascinating piece of numismatic history. Struck during a pivotal year marking Australia's bicentenary of European settlement, this coin is emblematic of continuity, national identity, and the subtle changes in coinage over time. While it may seem modest in value, the story behind this 5-cent coin is rich in history, geography, and significance. Monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. Year of issue, 1988. Mint, Royal Australian Mint, Canberra. Designer, obverse Raphael Maclauff. Designer, reverse Stuart Devlin. The 1988 5-cent coin features the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, designed by Raphael Maclauff, which was used on Australian coins from 1985 to 1998. This year also marked Australia's bicentenary, commemorating 200 years since the arrival of the First Fleet in 1788, though the 5-cent coin itself retained its standard design rather than a commemorative one. Despite the significance of 1988, the 5-cent denomination was not altered for the celebrations. It continued to showcase Stuart Devlin's reverse design of an echidna, a spiny native mammal, representing Australia's unique fauna. The echidna, featured on the reverse, is one of only 2 egg-laying mammals in the world, the other being the platypus, both native to Australia. Its inclusion symbolizes the nation's dedication to celebrating native wildlife and environmental heritage. Geographically, the coin reflects Australia's commitment to local minting and production, with coins being struck at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra. Composition, 75% copper, 25% nickel, cupra-nickel. Diameter, 19.41 millimeters. Weight, 2.83 grams. Edge, plain. Shape, round. Circulation mintage, 1988, approximately 62,440,000 coins. Proof issue, set only, limited number included in official 1988 proof sets. These coins were produced in large quantities for circulation and are still occasionally found in change today, although their purchasing power is now minimal. Like most circulated coins, the value of a 1988 5-cent piece depends on its condition, which is graded as poor to fine, common in pocket change, little to no collector value. Very fine, VF, to extremely fine, EF, light circulation wear, moderate value. About uncirculated, AU, slight handling marks, nearly full luster. Uncirculated, UNC, no wear, full mint luster. Proof, specially struck with mirrored fields and frosted devices, usually in sets. Note, values fluctuate depending on collector demand and the coin market. A high-grade certified proof can fetch more among collectors. While not rare, the 1988 5-cent coin is of interest to collectors who focus on year sets, specialize in coins from the bicentennial year, collect proof coins from the Royal Australian Mint. Its design continuity, despite the commemorative nature of 1988, makes it a compelling contrast to the special issues of other denominations that year, such as the $2 and $10 coins. The 1988 Australian 5-cent coin may not hold high monetary value, but it stands as a durable and consistent element of Australian currency. Its modest size belies the rich historical and cultural fabric it represents, from the steadfast reign of Queen Elizabeth II to the enduring symbolism of Australia's unique fauna. The realm of modern Australian coinage, the 5-cent coin holds a modest yet enduring place in the country's currency system. Minted in 1998, the Elizabeth II 5-cent coin from Australia is not just a medium of exchange, but a product of national symbolism, artistic precision, and royal representation. It continues to circulate in everyday Australian commerce and is a prized entry in the portfolios of collectors worldwide. Following Australia's transition to decimal currency on February 14, 1966, the 5-cent coin replaced the pre-decimal sixpence. The 5-cent coin retained a similar size and metal composition to its predecessor to ease the public into decimalization. By 1998, Australia was over 3 decades into the decimal system. The nation was witnessing economic modernization and increasing global connectivity. The coin continued to honor Queen Elizabeth II as Australia's constitutional monarch, featuring her effigy on the obverse. Portrait features the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II as Australia's constitutional monarch, featuring her effigy on the obverse. Portrait features the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This effigy was introduced in 1998, making this coin the first year of use for this portrait in Australian coinage. Elizabeth II. Australia 1998. Design depicts an echidna, one of Australia's native monotremes, egg-laying mammals, curled around itself. Designed by Stuart Devlin, this reverse has been used consistently since 1966. No denomination words, but numeral 5 indicates the value. Denomination, 5 cents. Country, Australia. Year, 1998. Diameter, 19.41 millimeters. Weight, 2.83 grams. Thickness, 1.30 millimeters. Edge, milled. Composition, 75% copper, 25% nickel, copper-nickel. Mint, Royal Australian Mint, Canberra. Mintage for circulation, approximate 104 million coins. The high mintage means the coin was common in circulation and remains easily accessible. The 1998 5-cent coin is notable primarily for introducing the new Ian rank broadly effigy, making it a key interest for type collectors. Face value, 0.5 Australian dollars. Collector value, usually 10 cents to 30 cents AUD, depending on where. Brilliant uncirculated, BU $1 to 3 Australian dollars. Often available in mint sets. Issued as part of the 1998 proof coin set by the Royal Australian Mint. Struck with a mirror-like finish and frosted design elements. Proof value, 2025 estimate $5 to 12 Australian dollars, depending on condition and packaging. Minted in Canberra, the capital city of Australia. Circulated across the vast geography of Australia, from coastal cities like Sydney and Perth to remote regions in the outback. The echidna is one of only 2 monotremes in the world, the other being the platypus, making it a uniquely Australian animal. Reflects Australia's commitment to showcasing native fauna on its currency. While not rare, the 1998 5-cent coin gains interest from typeset collectors due to the effigy change. It's not a major investment coin, but proof and high-grade uncirculated examples can hold or slightly increase value over time, particularly in complete mint or proof sets. The 1998 Australian 5-cent coin embodies the subtle transformation of a nation's identity through currency. With its iconic echidna design and the introduction of a new royal portrait, this coin stands as a symbolic artifact of Australia's numismatic evolution. Whether clinking in a child's piggy bank or resting in a collector's album, this small piece of metal carries with it the weight of heritage, design excellence, and national pride. Would you like a visual reference or current market listings for the coin? The Australian 5-cent coin, introduced in 1966, replaced the pre-decimal shilling under the country's move to decimal currency. The 1981 issue continued the standard design introduced at decimalization and features Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse. During this period, Queen Elizabeth II was the reigning monarch of Australia, and the country was deepening its economic and political ties with the Asia-Pacific region. 1981 marked an era of growing modernization in Australian minting practices, including outsourcing some coin production overseas. While the Royal Australian Mint, RAM, in Canberra usually produced circulating coins, in 1981, due to high demand, production was also contracted to Royal Mint, Lantricent, UK. Royal Canadian Mint. Each mint's version may have minor die variations, although no official mint marks appear on the coins. Portrait, Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Mackin. Inscription, Elizabeth II Australia 1981. This portrait was used from 1966 until 1984 across Australian coinage. Designer, Stuart Devlin, an esteemed Australian goldsmith and jeweller. Depiction, the echidna, a spiny anteater native to Australia, symbolic of the nation's unique fauna. Denomination, 5. Composition, 75% copper, 25% nickel, copper-nickel. Mass, 2.83 grams. Diameter, 19.41 millimeters. Edge, milled. Total circulation mintage, all mints combined over 158 million. Australian Mint, 50 million. Royal Mint, UK 76 million. Royal Canadian Mint, 32 million. Due to the very high mintage, the coin is common in circulation. Face value, 5 cents. Collectible value, minimal, usually 5 to 10 cents in circulated condition. Coins often show moderate wear due to their age. Value, typically $1 to 5 Australian dollars in uncirculated condition, depending on eye appeal. Bulk rolls or mint bags occasionally trade for a premium among collectors. Proof 1981 5-cent coins were produced in Royal Australian Mint proof sets. Finish, high polish, mirror-like fields with frosted devices. Packaging, included in full-year sets sold to collectors. Value, as of 2024 to 2025, single coin, $5 to 15 Australian dollars. Full proof set, including all denominations $30 to $60 depending on condition and packaging. Due to the very high mintage, the coin is not rare. However, die variations, such as double strikes or off-center errors, can be collectible. The coin is popular in typesets and for those collecting Queen Elizabeth II portraits over time. Its depiction of an iconic Australian animal also makes it culturally significant. Would you like me to provide images or a comparison between the UK, Canadian, and Australian mint strikes for this coin? The 1995 Australia Elizabeth II 5-cent coin, covering history, design, production, condition types, and values. Monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. Reign, 1952 to 2022. Country, Commonwealth of Australia. Minting year, 1995. Coin series, decimal coinage, introduced in 1966. Currency transition, Australia transitioned from the pound to the decimal dollar system on February 14, 1966. The 5 cents coin replaced the pre-decimal sixpence, with the same size and metal composition initially. Portrait, Queen Elizabeth II, third portrait. Designer, Raphael Maclauf. Design years used, 1985 to 1998. Inscription, Elizabeth II Australia 1995. The portrait shows Queen Elizabeth II facing right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Design, Echidna, spiny anteater. Designer, Stuart Devlin. Design year introduced, 1966. The animal is shown curled around the center of the coin, emphasizing its spines and snout. Circulation area, all of Australia and its territories, used nationwide. Usage, everyday currency, commonly used for small transactions, change, and vending machines. The coin's low face value means it's often disregarded, yet it remains legal tender. Mintage for 1995, 97,100,000 coins. Minted exclusively in Canberra by the Royal Australian Mint. Condition, used in public transactions, wear and tear visible. Value, typically around face value, 5 cents, up to 0.20 Australian dollars depending on wear and demand. Not released into general circulation, preserved in mint condition. Value, around 50 cents to $1 AUD depending on market and quality. Specially struck for collectors using polished dies and blanks. Not intended for circulation. Often part of proof sets released by the Royal Australian Mint. Value, can range from $5 to $15 Australian dollars depending on the set, packaging, and condition. Note, values can vary with demand and coin dealers' listings. Not rare, high mintage and common in circulation. Not considered a key date or variety for 5-cent collectors. However, proof coins and coins in mint sets retain collector value. The echidna is one of only 2 egg-laying mammals, monotremes, in the world, the other being the platypus. Native to Australia, it represents the country's unique fauna. Would you like images or links to current listings for this coin from collector sites?
Its coin, bearing the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, is a part of Australia's decimal coinage system. Introduced after Australia transitioned from the pound to the dollar in 1966. The 10-cent coin reflects both the nation's colonial legacy and its sovereign identity. This piece explores the historical, geographic, and numismatic significance of the coin minted in 1980. Its varieties, values, and collectability. Australia adopted the decimal currency system on 14 February 1966, replacing the pound system. The 10 cents coin was introduced alongside the 1C, 2C, 5C, 20C, and 50C coins. By 1980, the decimal system was firmly embedded in Australian commerce, and the Royal Australian Mint, RAM, had standardized coin production. The 1980 edition of the 10 cents coin continued the post-1966 design tradition, but represents an important era in Australian minting, marked by a growing collector base and advancing minting technologies. Country, Australia. Mint, primarily minted at the Royal Australian Mint, Canberra year 1980. Designer, obverse. Arnold Machine. His portrait of Queen Elizabeth II was introduced in 1966 and used until 1984. Renowned Australian goldsmith and coin designer, created the reverse featuring the superb lyrebird. Denomination, 10 cents. Composition, 75% copper, 25% nickel, cupronickel. diameter, 23.60 mm, weight, 5.65 grams, edge, reeded shape, round orientation, metal alignment. The obverse bears the crowned portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, facing right. The legend reads, Elizabeth II, Australia, 1980. This effigy, by British sculptor Arnold Machine, was widely used across Commonwealth nations and is one of the most recognizable depictions of the Queen. The reverse features a finely detailed image of a superb lyrebird, Menura novaehollandiae, an Australian native known for its remarkable tail and vocal mimicry skills. The numeral 10 appears prominently to the right of the bird. Montage circulation, approx. 47,200,000 coins. Proof coins, minted in limited numbers, included in proof sets for collectors. These coins have mirror-like fields and frosted devices. Mint mark varieties. No specific mint mark variations reported for 1980. The value of a 1980 10-cent coin in circulated condition largely depends on where, rarity, and demand. Mint state, MS 65 plus, coins can sell between $5 to $15 depending on demand. Proof coin, from 1980 proof sets, mirror finish, high strike quality market value, 10, 25, depending on set condition and packaging. Note, coins certified by third party. Graders, PCGS or NGC at MS 67 or higher, may fetch premium prices from serious collectors. While the 1980 10-cent coin is common in circulation, coins in uncirculated or proof condition are increasingly sought after due to the coin's age and historical context. Proof coins are particularly collectible when found in complete proof sets from 1980. Key factors that increase desirability: brilliant uncirculated BU luster, inclusion in certified proof sets, error coins, though rare for this year, full strikes with strong detail. There are no well-documented major error varieties. For the 1980 10-cent coin, however, collectors often search for off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, or cut errors. Such error coins, if authenticated, can fetch significantly higher prices, from $10 to $100 plus, depending on severity and clarity of the error. The 1980 Australia 10 cents coin is a classic example of Australia's decimal coinage, merging traditional British monarchy symbolism with unique Australian wildlife. While not rare in general circulation, high-grade specimens and proof examples hold both numismatic and historical value. For collectors of Australian decimal coins or British Commonwealth coinage, this coin remains a staple. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious enthusiast, the 1980 10-cent coin offers a tangible connection to Australian heritage and minting excellence. The next step, 1966, Australia underwent one of the most significant changes in its monetary system: the transition from the imperial system of pounds, shillings, and pence to the decimal system. As part of this sweeping reform, a new series of coins was introduced, including the iconic 10 cents coin. Bearing the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II and crafted with distinctive Australian themes, this coin marked a new chapter in the nation's numismatic history. Today, the 1966 10-cent coin remains a prized item among collectors and a tangible link to Australia's modern monetary heritage. The decimalisation of Australian currency occurred on 14th of February 1966. Before this, Australia used a currency system inherited from Britain: £1 CU 20 shillings and 1 shilling CU 12 pence. The switch to decimal currency simplified transactions and brought Australia in line with international systems. The 10-cent coin replaced the pre-decimal shilling, which had similar dimensions and metal composition. Australians were encouraged to view 10 cents as the new shilling, easing the transition. The 1966 10-cent coin circulated widely throughout Australia and its territories, including New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland, South Australia, Western Australia, Tasmania, Northern Territory, Australian Capital Territory. It was also accepted in nearby countries using Australian currency, such as Papua New Guinea, before they introduced the kina in 1975. Portrait: Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machine, a renowned British sculptor. Description: the Queen faces right and wears a tiara. The inscription reads, Elizabeth II, Australia, 1966. Note: this portrait was used from 1966 to 1984. Design: a stylized image of a superb lyrebird, Monarch novae hollandiae, one of Australia's most extraordinary native birds known for its stunning tail feathers and mimicry skills. Designer: Stuart Devlin, official goldsmith and jeweler to the Queen. Symbolism: the lyrebird represents the unique wildlife of Australia and adds a touch of national character to the coin. Denomination: 10 cents composition, 75% copper, 25% nickel, Cooper nickel, diameter 23.60 mm, weight 5.65 grams, edge milled, reeded. Mint: Royal Australian Mint, Canberra Montage, 1966. Approximately 61.36 million coins. These coins were produced for everyday use. Over time, they tend to show signs of wear, smoothing of details, tarnishing, and scratches. In average circulated condition, a 1966 10-cent coin is usually worth face value, or a small premium, 10 to 50 cents AUD. These were never released into general circulation. They have sharp detail, original mint luster, and no signs of wear. In uncirculated condition, a 1966 10-cent coin might fetch between $5 to $15 AUD, depending on quality. Proof versions were specially struck for collectors using polished dies and planchets. They have a mirror-like background with frosted designs. The 1966 proof 10-cent coins were included in the first-ever Royal Australian Mint proof sets. These are highly collectible, with values ranging from $50 to $150 AUD or more, depending on condition and market demand. Though the 1966 10-cent coin is generally consistent in design, some minor minting errors are known. Clipped planchet: when a portion of the coin is missing due to a misfeed during the blanking process. Off-center strikes, die cracks, or cuds. Such errors can increase value, sometimes ranging from $20 to several $100 depending on rarity and severity. Note: values depend on market trends and coin grading. The 1966 Australian 10-cent coin is more than just a piece of metal. It's a symbol of Australia's transition into the modern era. Its design pays tribute to the nation's natural beauty and monarchical ties, and it remains a cornerstone in many collections. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual enthusiast, owning a 1966 10-cent coin is holding a piece of Australian history in your hand. The 1976 Australian 10-cent coin is part of the Australian decimal coinage system introduced in 1966, replacing the old pounds, shillings, and pence. This system brought in coins denominated in cents and dollars. The 10-cent coin was modeled after the shilling and retained a similar size and weight. The 10-cent coin, released in 1976, continued the design traditions established a decade earlier, during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. In this period, Australia was asserting its identity through national symbols, and its coinage reflected both British heritage and Australian cultural identity. The coin was minted by the Royal Australian Mint, located in Canberra, the capital city of Australia. Canberra is situated in the Australian Capital Territory, ACT, and was selected as the location for the mint to symbolize a national production hub independent of state loyalties. Australia's coin designs often reflect its unique fauna and flora, and the 10-cent coin is no exception, prominently featuring an indigenous species, the lyrebird. Portrait: the obverse features the second official effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machine, a British sculptor. This portrait was used from 1966 to 1984. Inscription: around the portrait, the legend reads, Elizabeth II, Australia, 1976. This indicates the monarch's name, the country, and the year of minting. Design: a beautiful depiction of the superb lyrebird, Monarch novae hollandiae, with its distinctive tail feathers fanned. Designer Stuart Devlin, a prominent Australian goldsmith and coin designer. Denomination: the number 10 indicating 10 cents is displayed boldly. Metal: cupro-nickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel mass. 565 grams diameter, 2360 mm thickness, 2 points were. Medj: milled, reeded. These specifications make the coin highly durable, suitable for frequent handling and ideal for mass circulation. In 1976, the Royal Australian Mint produced approximately 148.7 million 10-cent coins for general circulation. This was a relatively high mintage, reflecting the strong demand for lower denominations in daily transactions. These coins were released into general circulation and used extensively throughout the late 1970s and beyond. Collectors categorize coin conditions to determine value. The most common categories are coins used in daily life, showing signs of wear. Typical features: flattened details, nicks, scratches, discoloration. Value: usually face value, 10 cents. Up to $1 AUD, depending on wear. Coins that have never been used in circulation may show minor marks from mint handling but no wear from use. Value: ranges from $2 AUD to $5 AUD, depending on luster and eye appeal, graded by numismatic standards with higher numbers indicating better preservation, MS65, or higher coins with full detail and brilliance can fetch $10 AUD or more. No official 1976 proof 10-cent coin was struck for collectors. Proofs were not produced annually for all denominations at that time. Any proof-like 1976 coins are either private issues, presentation strikes, or misidentified off-center strikes, clipped planches, double strikes cuds, die breaks. These minting errors are rare and sought after by advanced collectors. While the 1976 10-cent coin is not considered rare, it holds nostalgic value for Australians who lived through the 1970s. It is also part of date runs and decimal coin sets. Collectors often seek one from each year for a full set, keeping demand modestly steady. Coins in pristine condition, especially with full strike and luster, continue to gain incremental value as time passes, and fewer high-quality examples survive. The 1976 Australian 10-cent coin is a modest yet iconic piece of decimal currency history. Featuring a national bird and a sovereign portrait, it reflects Australia's unique blend of tradition and local pride. While not especially rare, its enduring design and widespread use make it a charming collectible, especially in uncirculated grades or with mint errors. The second last step 1993 Australian 10-cent coin is a fascinating piece of modern numismatics, rich in national symbolism and designed with enduring artistry. Issued under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, this coin reflects Australia's continued connection to the British monarchy while showcasing native fauna and the country's distinct numismatic style. Australia transitioned to decimal currency on 14th February 1966, replacing the pound with the dollar. The 10-cent coin replaced the pre-decimal florin and became part of a suite of decimal coins, all designed to represent aspects of Australia's identity. By 1993, the 10-cent coin had been in circulation for 27 years. The coin issued this year was not a commemorative but a standard circulation issue, continuing the legacy of consistency and design that had become a hallmark of Australian decimal coinage. This year was marked by global economic stabilization after the early 1990s recession, and while no major national events directly influenced the coin's design, its continued production symbolizes the nation's economic resilience and commitment to monetary stability. The 1993 10-cent coins were minted by the Royal Australian Mint, RAM, located in Canberra, the capital of Australia. This mint is responsible for all circulating Australian coinage, and in 1993, it produced coins for both circulation and collector markets. No 10-cent coins were struck at any branch mints in 1993, and there are no known mint mark variations for this year. 93. Circulation strike, approximately 58.5 million coins. 993, proof coins, uncirculated and collector's sets. A limited number of proof versions were minted for inclusion in annual proof and mint sets. These were not released into general circulation. Portrait. The obverse of the coin features the effigy of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Makhlouf. This portrait was introduced in 1985 and continued until 1998. Legend, inscription. It reads, Elizabeth II, Australia. 1993 design features. Queen Elizabeth II is shown wearing the George IV state diadem, with regal dignity and calm. The initials RDM, Raphael David Makhlouf, can be found on the neck truncation. Design. A beautifully stylized, superb lyrebird, Menura novae hollandii, an iconic Australian bird known for its remarkable mimicry skills and elaborate tail plumage. Designer, Stuart Devlin, who also designed the reverse of all Australian decimal coins introduced in 1966. Artistic note. The lyrebird's tail feathers form a sweeping arc, giving the design motion and grace, representing both the elegance and wild nature of Australian fauna denomination. The numeral 10 appears prominently to the left of the lyrebird. Coin specifications. Denomination, 10 cents. AUD metal composition, copper nickel, Cu 75%, Ni 25%. Diameter 2360 mm, weight 5.65 grams, edge reeded, milled. Shape, round orientation, metal alignment. Obverse and reverse aligned top-to-top circulated coins, widely available and used in daily transactions. Most will show signs of wear, light scratches, dulling, edge wear. Value, usually face value 10 cents to 0.30 AUD depending on condition. Struck for collectors, not intended for general use. May be obtained from mint rolls or official mint sets. Sharp detail, luster preserved. Value, $1 to $2 AUD, potentially more if in pristine condition, highest quality strike, produced using specially polished dies and blanks. Mirror-like fields with frosted devices. Sold in collector-proof sets only, not for general circulation. Value, $8 to $15 AUD depending on set condition and packaging. Collectability and investment value. While 1993 is not a rare year for 10-cent coins in general circulation, collectors often seek coins in proof or mint. Condition for completion of yearly sets. High-grade examples, MS65 and above, are moderately scarce due to mass circulation wear, notable for completionist collectors and those interested in portrait changes or reverse design continuity. The 10-cent coin remains one of the most stable denominations in collector circles. Its value increases in bulk lots, full mint sets, or in graded slabs by PCGS or NGC. The superb lyrebird was chosen for the 10-cent coin due to its widespread recognition and cultural presence in Australia, often associated with bushland and mimicry. Raphael Makhlouf's portrait of Queen Elizabeth II is often described as the regal and approachable depiction, marking a mid-reign era tone. The 1993 Australian 10-cent coin may seem like a simple everyday object, but beneath its humble copper-nickel surface lies a story of Australian identity, numismatic artistry, and a nation's modern monetary system. Whether nestled in a pocket, jar, or collector's album, this coin is a small yet enduring symbol of a country and its connection to both natural beauty and royal tradition. The last step 1968 Australian 10-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II, including its history, specifications, mint details, conditions, and value. Country, Australia. Monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. Introduction. The Australian 10-cent coin was introduced on 14 February 1966 with the changeover to decimal currency. Designer. The obverse was designed by Arnold Machine and the reverse by Stuart Devlin. 1968. Significance. This was the third year of decimal coinage. The 10-cent coin continued to feature the same design since 1966. Royal Australian Mint, Canberra. Some coins for circulation, 1966-1969, were also struck overseas, e.g. London, but 1968 coins were likely minted in Australia only. Total mintage, approx. 130 through 990,000 coins. Circulation coins. Common, often found in used condition. Uncirculated sets. Some 1968 coins were issued in mint sets by the Royal Australian Mint. Proof coins. No official proof set was released in 1968. Proofs resumed in 1969. So any proof-like coins are private or polished samples, not official. The obverse inscription, Elizabeth II, Australia 1968. Font, standard sans serif style used by Royal Australian Mint in the 1960s. No known major obverse reverse script. Variations or mint mark differences exist for the 1968 10C coin. Minor die varieties, e.g. cud, die crack, may exist but are uncommon. Not rare but desirable in high grade or as part of decimal series. 1968 coins in mint set condition fetch a premium, especially if still sealed. Check for die errors like doubling, clipped planchets, or misstrikes for added value. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget like, share, and subscribe more coin collecting content.